As your Excel files grow, they can quickly become overwhelming and difficult to use. So in this video, I'm going to share 7 different buttons that you can add to your spreadsheets to make them easier to use and navigate. We'll cover everything from simple checklists up to custom data entry forms. And these hidden features unlock a ton of capabilities in Excel. So let's get to it. So the first button we'll take a look at is an awesome new feature of Excel. On this sheet, I have a table of data that I'm filling out for employee expenses, and I want to mark whether or not these are reimbursable. Now, right now I'm using yes or no, but of course that can take a lot of time to type all of those answers all the way down the column. So one thing we can do instead, I'm going to go ahead and delete the data that's currently in this column and select the entire column, go to the Insert tab and choose Checkbox. Checkboxes are an awesome new feature of Excel because we can just quickly check a checkbox here, and that's going to mark the cell either true or false. So we can see up here in the formula bar that this is now a true value. If I uncheck the checkbox, it's going to be a false value. And this means we can reference these cells in formulas. Now, one quick pro tip here is you can select multiple cells that contain checkboxes and press spacebar to check them all and spacebar again to uncheck them. And of course, this saves time from having to check them individually. Now, there are a ton of ways to use checkboxes in Excel. Here I have a simple list and I'm combining them with some conditional formatting. Here I'm using them with formulas to display invoice details in this column over here when an item is checked. I have a separate video that covers 19 ways to use checkboxes, including these examples. I'll link that up in the description below. Now, checkboxes are relatively new and they're only available on Microsoft 365, both the desktop and web versions of Excel. So if you don't have them yet, you can use this next technique. In this category column, we of course need to specify the category, and typing all of this out can take a lot of time, and it's very easy to create inconsistencies in the data if we have typos. So one great way to control data entry is with Dropdown Lists. I'm going to select all the cells in this column, go up to the Data tab, and we're going to click the Data Validation button. That'll open this window. Under Settings, under Allow, I'm going to choose List. And then for the source, I'm going to select the list. I have on the Categories tab over here a list of all of my categories. So I'm just going to select all of these cells. We'll click here and then hit OK. And that's going to add a drop-down list into each of these cells where I can quickly select from any of these items. And all I need to do is click that item to input the value into the cell. And as new rows are added to our table down here, the drop-down list will automatically be included in those new rows, which makes data entry very easy, saves time, and prevents typos. I'll make the file I'm using available for free download and put a link to it in the description. So this data is stored in an Excel table, and you can insert a table by going to the Insert tab and choosing Table. I have other videos on tables, and I'll link those up in the description below if you're not familiar with them yet. One nice feature of tables is that they turn the filters on, so we can see the filters right here. Now this list of filters can still be difficult for some users to use. If you want to filter the list down for just one item, you have to check Unselect All here, and then just select one item and hit OK. And it's a few extra steps to do that, and then go in here to clear the filters. So one thing we can do to make this easier is add a slicer. On the Insert tab here, we can click Slicer. That'll open up this window, and then if we want to slice or filter by the category, we'll select that, hit OK, and that adds these buttons to the sheet. It's essentially an interactive control that allows us to just click buttons here to filter down the table for anything we select. If we want to clear that filter, we can click the Clear button right here to see all the rows again. And we can also connect slicers to pivot tables and pivot charts. And again, this slicing or filtering makes our reports interactive, and this is great for dashboards. I have separate videos on this as well, and I'll link those up below. Now, workbooks like this with a lot of tabs can be difficult for users to navigate. And one thing I like to do to simplify this is adding navigation buttons. So up here on the Insert tab, under the Illustrations group, we're going to add a shape. And in this case, I'm going to add one of these rounded rectangle shapes. I'm going to add this one right here with the rounded corners on the top. I'm going to put it up here at the top to kind of make it look like a tab. And then I'm going to double click into it here, and I'm going to name this one Employee Report, because this is going to jump to the Employee Report tab. We'll make that a little bigger so the text fits. What we're going to do here is right click this shape, and you can do this with any shape, and then click Link. That's going to open up this window here. You want to go to Place in this document, and this shows a list of all of the sheets. This is going to navigate to the Employee Report, and it's going to go to cell A1. We'll say OK. And so now this shape is linked. So if we click off of it and hover over it, you can see that the mouse turns into that pointer, and clicking on that will take us to the employee sheet, cell A1. And then what I've done is added these tabs or buttons up here to the top of the sheet so you can quickly navigate between these sheets. And this is great for users that only need to visit a few different sheets in your workbook, and they won't get confused with all of the sheets down here. And there's another use for these buttons that can really unlock a lot of superpowers in Excel. So here I've inserted another shape. This is a rounded rectangle. I'm going to right click it and choose Assign Macro. And this is going to bring up this Assign Macro window. And I'm looking for macros in this workbook. Now I do have a macro in this workbook called Show Expense Entry Form. So I'm going to assign it to the button, hit OK. And now when I click the button, it's going to run the macro. And in this case, this macro opens up this form. And I can use this form to do quick data entry. So I have some drop-down lists here where I can input things and make selections. I'll go ahead and quickly do this and hit Add New Row. And that's going to add a new row here to the bottom of my table. And these user forms are fully customizable. So we can get to them by going to the Developer tab and then clicking the Visual Basic button. If you don't see the Developer tab, later in the video I explain how to enable it. So here in the Visual Basic editor, I have what's called a user form. And I can go into this form, I can customize it, I can add controls, and really do anything I want. Now the way these forms work is with code. So there's code behind this form. So when you click the buttons and interact with the controls, that's going to run code to do automations and processes on the file. Now creating these forms is beyond the scope of this video, but I do cover it step by step in my AI coding for Excel course, and there I show how to use AI to make it easier to code up these forms. And of course, this example just scratches the surface of what is possible with forms and VBA macros in Excel. The course covers a lot more examples, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. In this example, I've added some additional columns over here to the right of the table. Now, the users of this file don't always need to see these columns. So one thing we can do, of course, is select the columns, right-click, and then choose Hide. That'll hide the columns. Now to unhide the columns, we need to select both columns here, right-click, and unhide. And this task can be a little bit cumbersome if you're doing it often. So one trick here is if we select all of these columns, we're going to go up to the Data tab, and then over here in the Outline section, we're going to click the Group button. And that's going to add this column grouping. So you can see there's an additional button up here. We can click this little minus button to collapse the group and click the plus button to expand it and quickly see those columns. And one little pro tip here, you don't actually have to click the minus button. You can click anywhere on this line to quickly collapse the group, and then again clicking this to expand it and allows you to see the columns. And if you have a structured report that looks like this with months across the top and some subtotals here, you can also go to the Data tab, and under Outline, there's a group drop-down, and here you can choose Auto Outline. And Excel will figure out all of the grouping for you and apply the groups to both the columns and the rows. And of course, you can individually collapse these groups, but you can also use these buttons up here. So if I click the 2, that's going to collapse all of those row groupings right there. So I just see the second group. I can click the 1 to collapse it all the way down, or click the 3 to expand all the groups. And this can make large spreadsheets much easier to read and navigate. In this last example, the boss is considering adding a cap on how much the company will reimburse expenses and wants to do some scenario analysis. And they want to be able to quickly change this number. So of course we can go in here and type in a new number, and that will update the formulas below. But every time we do that, it's going to take some extra typing. So one thing we can do here to make this easier is we're going to go up to the Developer tab. Now if you don't see the Developer tab, you can right click anywhere on the ribbon and choose Customize the ribbon. That'll open up this window, and on the right side here, you want to scroll down. Your Developer tab will be unchecked. Just check that checkbox and hit OK, and that will enable the Developer tab. And here we're going to go to the Insert menu where we can insert different controls. For this one, we're going to choose the Spin button. And I'm just going to draw it on the sheet here, just right next to this cell. And that creates this control with 2 buttons, 2 arrows. We're going to right click it and choose Format Control. And here we can specify the properties. So the current value is 60. I'll just input that there. You can change the min and max values if you want. And for the incremental change, I'm going to change this to 10. So every time we click one of these buttons, it moves the amount up or down by 10. For the cell link, we need to link it to this cell right here, cell F3, and then we'll go ahead and hit OK. And so now when we interact with this control, as you can see, that's incrementing this up by 10 every time I click the up arrow, and we can go back down by 10 when we click the down arrow. And again, this saves time from having to type the numbers in manually. So with each of these features, I really just scratched the surface on their capabilities. There's a lot more you can do with them, so let me know in the comments if there's one that you want to learn more about. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. And if you want to see other ways to make Excel easier to use, then check out this video next. Thanks again for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.